Hello, welcome to this very special edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the House of Swing, Jazz and Lincoln Center, here in the heart of New York City. Blessing the band stage, performing the first time here in 6 years, is 6-time Grammy-nominated vocalist Nnenna Freelon. Now, this past weekend was a very special event for Ms. Freelon in that she's released her brand new record, Beneath the Skin, which is now available on Origin Records. Now, this album is very different in that, one, she strayed away from the Great American Songbook, and she found a collaborator and started writing songs that are very deep and personal to her. Now, tonight here on the Pace Report, you're going to see highlights of the official New York record release performance of Beneath the Skin. I had a chance to sit down and break bread with Ms. Freelon to talk about this brand new record, what took her so long to record this project, as well as discuss and reflect on the life of Dr. George Butler, who was one of the very key people who was very instrumental in introducing the world to Ms. Freelon. Also, we sit down and talk about how vinyl has had a serious resurgence and why this new record is going to really reconnect a lot of music fans, not just to the music, but also reconnect to Ms. Freelon. So sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights of the official New York record release of Ms. Nnenna Freelon performing music from her new album, Beneath the Skin, here on the Pace Report, live at Dizzy's, here in New York City.
Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Don't make leaving such a long, sad story. There's the door, don't look back. It's over now and that is that. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Here's your hat. Why you waiting? Are those tears now that you've been saving? Fare thee well, goodbye, so long. I can't miss you till you're gone. Here's a hat. What's your hurry? It's the calm before the storm. Welcome mat is thin and it's warm. Some things, you know, they can't be fixed. So baby, baby, let's just call it quits. Here's your hat. No use stalling. Lose my number, the one you've been calling. Fare thee well, goodbye, so long, so long. I can't miss you until you're gone. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? What's your hurry? Here's your hat. Welcome back. Been and warm. What's your hurry?
Welcome back to New York City. Congratulations on this brand new record, Beneath the Skin. Congratulations on 3 unprecedented sold out nights.
Oh, thank you.
It's about time. Where you been?
I've been chilling, man. I've been chilling.
I mean,
But chilling, but writing. There is a time in an artist's life where they are building and making and dreaming and doing, and then that baby gets born, and then you begin to be in a cycle of sharing and watching that baby grow and stand up and walk on its little feet. That's what this is.
this album is all original songs except for Oh Susanna.
Except for Oh Susanna.
We'll go into that in a second.
Okay.
This album was kind of therapeutic.
Oh yeah.
Explain the writing process and your collaborator on this, because writing is a sense of shedding in another capacity, because these are words set to music.
Right. I had some wonderful collaborators on this project. All the people who give you advice about writing tell you to start with yourself. They tell you to start with the story you know. Be authentic. These are pages from the story of my life.
What made you decide to do this now at this particular part of your career?
I had no choice. I've done concept records my whole career. Tribute to Stevie Wonder, tribute to Billie Holiday, women composers. The music that was within me to express, to share, were stories that I wrote. I've always written, but I haven't always had confidence to share my writing in this particular way.
The first song that you released, Dark and Lovely.
Yes.
It's going to the roots, it's going to the rudiments of Black American music. How did you come up with this?
I have 3 granddaughters, and they are all golden chocolate cafe au lait girls, all gorgeous, all wonderful, all different. And the media feeds them a constant diet of what is acceptable, what is good, what is beautiful, what is right. So my youngest one was really into this Disney celebration of this ice princess. I don't watch that much TV, so I didn't know she wanted the pocketbook and the all the toys that went with it. A little blonde Elsa. And there is a push to sort of encourage our girls to want to be something that they are not and can never be. So I started thinking about, with this record, let me find a song that celebrates the young little chocolate girl. I couldn't find one. You tell me a jazz song that talks about the darkness of you and how gorgeous. Think about it. If you can think of it, send me the title.
The only thing that I can think of is Curtis Mayfield's The Makings of You.
Obscure.
Yeah.
Obscure. An 8-year-old
Would never.
would never.
Right.
Would never. And then there's the little girl inside of all of us who are now of some age, who were never represented. Sometimes when you have an observation, you have an obligation. It's like, what you waiting on? That's what Spirit said, what you waiting on? You know how to write a song. You were a little dark and lovely girl, weren't you?
And I have to think about Dr. Billy Taylor, God bless his soul.
Yes.
Young, Gifted, and Black.
Yes, absolutely. If you think about it, you can find it.
Yeah.
But it's not at the top of the dome. It's not at the top of the dome the way my blue-eyed blonde. I ain't hating it, and I ain't hating, but trust me, I'm not hating. I'm just saying there needs to be representation for little girls of color. Not only little girls who are little girls now, but the little girl within us. There were no black Barbies when I was growing up. There's a movie about it now.
Right.
But Mattel was like,
You're right.
It took Mattel a minute to finally make a black Barbie, but it was long after I was interested in Barbies.
I wanna bring up Roberta Flack just left us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Roberta Flack was the very first concert that I went to. Roberta Flack and Peeble Bryson.
Wow.
And the thing that hit me the most, I mean, I saw her when she was 10, 11. Her statue. She came out royal and regal, and this voice and this piano was like a symphony within itself. Presentation of how I remember her, and over the years seen that.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
How do you do that now? Presentation, carrying yourself, the lyrics, how you walk, how you sing, how you choose your songs, how you present it to the audience.
First of all, they see you before they hear you. It is not an act. I mean, I don't have an act. What you see is what you get. This is who I am. You see someone who's holding herself as if she is worthy. It's because that's what I believe. I got the amen from the Most High.
That's it.
And I don't have to be puffed up in my own selfdom, because God has ordained that I am to hold my head up high, because He made me like this. People, can't you see? Molasses, sugar candy. She's so fine and dandy. That's my baby. She's my cup of tea. When the sun shines in her pretty brown eyes, it wants to linger a while. A kiss so chocolatey, she's got the remedy to chase the blues with her smile. Dark and lovely, sweet and comely, that's my baby. People, can't you see? Sweet cinnamon and ginger, she's got me wrapped around a pretty little finger. Baby, baby, my sweet honeybee. Sit, 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 do it now. When the sun shines in her brown eyes, wants to linger a while. A kiss so chocolatey, she's got the remedy to chase the blues with a smile. Dark and lovely, sweet and comely, that's my baby. My sweet baby, sweet cinnamon and ginger. She's got me wrapped around her pretty little finger. My baby, that's my sweet baby. That's my baby, my sweet honeybee.
Do you think there's a stigma in this generation about jazz music and how women are singing and carrying out the great American songbook. In addition to what you're doing, we're bringing original music.
You mean, is there a stigma attached to being a woman?
No, stigma to the music, because going back to Roberta and even Aretha and some other vocalists, they straddled between rhythm and blues, jazz, and gospel. But jazz music today is not like what popular music is today. It's kind of still outside of the box.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm not super interested in genre. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not interested in it. There's two kinds of music, the good kind, and whatever else you ain't digging. I listen to everything. I listen all around the musical spectrum. People call it R&B, country, blues, rock for marketing purposes. How would you classify Gregory Porter? How would you classify Roberta Flack? Really, because she redefined what soul is. Prior to Roberta, we were thinking, wow, a soulful voice is like Aretha. She had another kind of thing. Another definition of soul. Check it out with your ears and your heart and it'll tell you.
Right.
You know, and it'll resonate with, you know, and everything's not for everybody. That's, people want to be popular. They want to be super duper popular. They want 10,000 likes and they want 1 million views and they want, everything is not for everybody. So if my thing is appreciated by a few people, I am grateful for that. And I realize it is a kind of a rare thing. Everybody's not going to dig it, and that's okay. That's really okay.
The thing that Roberta did, you're right, she redefined how music was presented. Because there were some folk songs that she did.
Yes.
There was some jazz songs that she did. There was some spirituals that she did. And on this album, I found it interesting that you did "Oh Susanna," which is a Stephen Foster folk song, which is part of the American. Can we put that in the American songbook now?
Whatever, put it where it is a racist. You look it up.
Yeah.
It came out of the minstrelsy tradition. White men sang that song in
blackface. Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Just because you sang it at camp doesn't mean it's okay. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean it is the way it is presented. It held a dark history. But Katrina happened. We are celebrating the anniversary this year. Do you remember watching TV and seeing all those people on the roof?
Yeah.
Do you remember the anguish of people who were looking for their Susanna? Wondering if their beloveds were alive or not? That's what this version is. You listen to this version on this record, you hear a longing, a plea, a plea. It is not Stephen Foster's "Oh Susanna." And it just goes to show you that you can take something meant for not good and turn it into something. An anthem that celebrates what you have in mind as an artist.
I look at that in the same way as I look at Rhapsody in Blue. That's not his Rhapsody in Blue. And for him to even come to Harlem and hang out and listen to all the music of the 20s in Harlem, and then for you to go and write something that's not yours, that's something that I just think is...
Well, there's a difference between appreciation and appropriation, first of all. When you borrow from a culture, do the good thing. Give tribute to the culture. Because people love the culture and not the people.
And we're seeing that
now. Let's try to keep the conversation somewhere where my blood pressure won't go up. Obviously, please.
I hear you, Miss Freelon. I hear you. You know, I love this record in the sense that it takes time to get into this music. And something that I've been doing within the last year is I've been reconnecting with vinyl. And my reconnection with vinyl is that vinyl takes time to get into those first 15 minutes, and you have to turn it over.
Right.
How did we get into that? Because I'm telling you, the sequence of songs are just, it's amazing how you put this together.
Well, it was a thing to decide to do it in vinyl. And we got you. And then you have to think again about what goes on side A and what goes on side B. But because I'm a vinyl native, I still think in terms of programming for vinyl. When records would go to radio, there's a certain sequence where you put the certain tracks to be sure that they were heard by the people who were playing. So I'm still in that mindset. Some people just toss stuff out. It's like no rhyme or reason. But the through line, through all the songs, the story that links the story before, that links, the keys, all those were very intentional choices. And even though we do this, we could end up with a situation where somebody locks onto one tune and it's streamed and it's only that tune and it's taken out of the context of your carefully crafted and curated idea of the sequence. That's the reality we live in right now.
You know what's really crazy? I've always said, and I've always been the proponent of this, everything old is new again. I find myself once a week going into the used record stores and picking out. And when I go home, television is off. Music is really, okay, I'm editing video, I'm writing. I don't mind taking the needle off, turning it over, because it's a process.
It's a ritual. It's the ritual.
And I think the whole iTunes and the iPhone kind of killed that. It made me want to go back to what I know. And this is what I know.
Right. Well, you're also a vinyl native. So that I think when you grew up without something, like I'm not an internet native. So I got to ask my kids. When I have a problem with my computer, I have to ask them because I didn't grow up with this. When you've grown up with a thing, it really imprints on your brain the way the world works. Press a button, use your thumbs. You don't try to find your way to a certain place by looking at, signs and what street and what you passed. You put it in the GPS and it takes you there. And it kind of makes your brain ignore which way you're going. It kind of makes you unaware of your environment in a way. So it's just a different way of thinking, not better or worse, but I feel really blessed. What's tripping me out is that the records, Earth, Wind and Fire, just Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway, all these people that I loved, it's killing me. I can hardly believe that was only 40 minutes because it took me into a world. And I was in the world, seemed like way longer than that. But then when you look at the timing on the track, it's like, you're kidding me. 4 minutes and 43 seconds? That's all that was? Songs in the Key of Life? For real?
I posted Chris Jasper, God rest his soul. The day he died, I posted on my Facebook and Instagram page the Isley Brothers 3+3 record. And in my little quote, I said, in 36 minutes, music fans got funk, R&B, and a message, and something to dance to, and something to romance to. And that's so powerful.
It's very powerful.
An Isley Brothers record is 36 minutes. And and you remember those songs like you heard them the very first time.
Yeah, it's true.
50 years ago. And music, unfortunately, and I think this has been the problem, and I think this is the reason why there's a heavy resurgence for vinyl. Music for the digital age is disposable. You forget about it within a week, 2 or 3 days. Vinyl is something you gotta go out.
Gotta go through a thing.
Yeah, it's a process. And You want people to go through that again with your music now?
I want people to find a message that can resonate with them, however they do that. You know, I'm not, it's none of my business how they consume it, how it weaves into their lives. I made it in vinyl so that they could have that option. Because for some people, it really is just about the visual. They put the thing on the record on the wall and walk away and probably don't even have a record player. But there are a lot of people who don't have CD players either. They're not putting them in cars.
Right.
You know, you can't, somebody gave me a CD not too long ago and I'm thinking, how am I going to play this? My computer doesn't have a thing where you can slip it in anymore. So you talk about disposability, it's not just music. It's everything cultural. It's not just music. We've created a disposable culture where things are consumed and tossed away. That's why we get ready to mess up this good thing right here. We got landfills full of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we keep buying more and more and more, and it means less and less. Love doesn't recognize the lost and found, or the gifts that can't be measured by the bound, or drifting clouds that come and go, feelings that we long to show. Love is simply worn beneath the skin. Forest testifies in shades of green. A mossy hymn plays softly by a stream. The willow tree, the sycamore are silent, yet they underscore love that's growing deep beneath the skin.
I want to talk about Dr. George Butler. That man had a very important part. He means a lot to you because without him and Ellis Marsalis, God rest his soul, we would never have heard of you.
That's the truth.
Tell me about Dr. Butler and what he did to help this journey of your life where the world got to know who you are.
He brought me to Columbia Records. He signed me. He believed in me. So did Ellis. Ellis Marsalis was also a great mentor, a great friend. And never forget that these gentle men thought enough of this really young talent, raw talent, you know, to be supported. And what you see right now is a result of what happened those many, many years ago back in the 90s. So, yeah.
Because that first record, you were talking some mess. Skylark, Stella by Starlight, and then what was the recording? Because there's strings too.
Oh yeah.
Were you?
Bob Friedman wrote the string arrangements. Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing because it was the first time Sister was ever in a studio.
What was the thing that you carried away from the first recording into your other recordings?
First of all, it was an incredible blessing to even have that opportunity to record with strings on my first project. Just a humbling experience, you know, and to not take things for granted, because you don't just get to do that. That is not the story for most people. So yeah, there's just no way to express what an awesome blessing, but also responsibility. You know?
What were some of the things that Dr. Butler imparted on you?
I mean, he was, you know, he was the man. You know, he would go out to clubs, you know, his relationship with Miles, he was the cat. And from North Carolina too. I live in North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. You know, he was the dude. Man, he was the dude. You know, brought back all the young lions. I mean, he was the man. And as the jazz world was shrinking, if you will, he was like the last holdout. He was like the last holdout. So, big ups to Dr. George. I am changed in my passage. I have changed. There's a sign in the water. Change. There's a moon high above me, and it lights my discovery in my passage in the darkness. Change. I can feel it. I'm changed. My soul journeys onward. I'm changed. Coming through, going over. My heart stands like a soldier in my weapon in the darkness. Change. Like late summer leaves in the wood, in ways that I never thought I could. Reading has turned to brown and gold. Wings of my heart now. Forever I am changed. My soul journeys onward. I'm changed.
Tell me the first time you saw Nina Simone and what impact did that have on you as a musician and as now a writer?
I was a little girl, so not a grown woman. I was a little girl. Nina was at Symphony Hall in Boston. My mother took me to see this regal woman who was unapologetically herself, who was singing songs of beauty, but also anger and protest, and she carried herself with a sureness and a strength, the high priestess of soul. No denying the talent, no denying the beauty. You know, at a time when images of black female beauty was not her face. It was not her. Maybe more Lena Hornish, but not Nina Simone. She allowed me to see the possibility of rising up in this music, even as a young girl. My mother took me backstage to meet this woman. I felt like I was going before the queen of the known universe. And she spoke in this accent that I cannot decipher. I still can't tell you, is it Jamaican? Is it, you know, what was she spoke in this accent? Met my eye. My darling, do you like to sing? You know, just, it was a thing. It was a thing. And people talk a lot about, you know, how she struggled with mental health issues and all that. That could be true. But my interaction with this woman was life-changing.
Carmen McRae was another woman
That sister. Every singer is delivering a different message, different messages to your heart. When we think about Ella Fitzgerald, there was a little girl smiling in that voice her whole life. Carmen McRae, she was a school teacher. every consonant, the phrasing. She could sing a word in such a way that you wondered that there was irony. You know, it was like ironic. She sings love, but you hear someone else inside the energy of that. Yeah, every singer has a different way of approaching their art. Sarah Vaughan, she could wring a melody's neck like a chicken. Take it, mold it, change it, send in the clowns. For real, it's almost like you never heard the song before. She had it in her voice to create musically an alternate version of the truth. And it was true. It wasn't artifice, it was her truth. That's some other kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. Baby Song Project. Something that is very dear to you. And I agree. I think the voice soothes the savage beast. So is the song. Mm-hmm. Tell me how this project came along.
I have a history in the healing arts and the healthcare world. I have a degree in healthcare administration. So that's what I thought I was going to do at the beginning of my career. Music called me loud and loud and louder and louder until I could not resist. So Baby Song is an extension of my desire to heal with the voice. So I encourage mothers, fathers, other caregivers to use their voices to nurture their very young babies. Babies can hear their mother's voices from about 6 months gestation. So when they get here, they already know. And people are shy about using their voices. They're like, well, of course, Nnenna Freelon, you can sing to a baby. You're Grammy nominated. Babies don't care nothing about no Grammy nomination. They're not critics. They want the familiar, loving sound that soothes. So the workshop is sing to your baby. Engage with your baby. There's so much, got a cell phone here, baby sitting here, baby got headphones on, you doing this, and you taking selfies. Baby over here. There's a lot that's getting missed because of the lack of engagement. So you hold that little human in your lap and you sing, there's a heart-to-heart thing that happens. I don't get to do Baby Song as much as I used to because I'm traveling. I'm doing it.
Is that what inspired you to record an album of children's songs?
Yes.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the House of Swing, Jazz and Lincoln Center here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank the incomparable Nnenna Freelon for her time. Make sure you look for her upcoming book, Beneath the Skin of Sorrow, Improvisations on Loss, which will be coming out later this year, as well as buy the brand new record, Beneath the Skin, which is now available on Origin Records. For more information on Nnenna's upcoming tour dates, as well as to order her album, visit her at nnenna.com and follow her on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Ed King for arranging my time with Ms. Freelon, as well as thank the staff and management for their warm hospitality here at Dizzy's, as well as Lincoln Center. As always, people, I can't stress this more than enough. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube and Vimeo and leave comments. Also follow me on social media by way of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
That's my baby. People, can you see? Molasses, sugar candy. She's so fine and dandy. That's my baby. She's my cup of tea. When the sun shines in her pretty brown